Hey everybody,
Hey.
Welcome back here. This is the Creepy Middle Podcast. I'm Will.
And I'm Stephanie.
Stephanie, all right.
Today
That is great. Welcome back, you guys, to another beautiful evening here in Huntington Beach. And we are on episode 10. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It was pretty nice out there. Good time to go hiking or banging each other or road trips. Biking naked with a balloon, with squirrels, all kinds of crazy shit. All right, so Stephanie, how's your week been? How was last week for you?
It was stressful, but that's the way it is with everyone, and I think everybody's got to feel a little bit good about something. But of course, you know, I always have a confrontation of somebody, sort.
Yeah, what was it? What'd you have?
My whole week of trying to relax out onto a nice park that, you know, it's not a considered dog park because it doesn't have the gate and everything, but it's really nice.
All right, and that's right near your place, right?
Yeah, we just walk. You know, I walk my dog there, and other people bring their dogs without the leash. We all have a great time until a dude of some sort is...
A dude?
Did
he have clothes on, or was he just like...
He had on I thought he was a janitor of some sort, because, you know, it was like a button-down shirt and nice pants of some sort.
Oh, okay.
Black, of course, you know, if you're doing, like, plumbing or something, you don't want to be
Black
in white pants.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you don't
okay.
want white.
All right.
So I kind of go, okay, and I see the guy staring at me a little bit, but I just don't acknowledge. And then the next thing I know, he's turning around and he's going, yeah, and he has a mask over almost his whole face. I didn't even think he could see out of it because the mask was there.
Was it like one of those COVID masks, or what was it?
I don't know. It's just big. No, it's like a scarf.
No shit.
Like a big one or something.
Wow.
Big. So I just kind of go, well, what? And then he goes, yeah, you get a leash on your dog. And I just look at him, and I don't say anything because I go, you know what, Steph, just let it go. Just get the leash and walk home and everything. But I'm noticing as I'm going further away from him, he's standing and staring, and then he's just kind of like waving with his hand at me, like goodbye and stuff.
What? Waving goodbye?
Yeah, and I kind of was like...
Did you know him?
No, because I didn't know who the hell he was. So I literally was like, you know what? This is out of... Like, just let me... Are you kidding me? Like, this has never happened. I've been here a year and a half. No, ever. Not one... Any person, even police, haven't ever told you, oh, get a leash and wave goodbye to you or stare you down.
Blow kisses or something.
I don't know what he was blowing someone. I was about to blow him. But anyway,
wow,
yeah.
really?
Wow. Well, not in a good way.
Part
of my
in a bad way. In a bad way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all I did was, of course, I guess I have to admit, I'm a Stephanie, but I actually became a Karen.
A Karen?
I did.
You swore you'd never go to that dark place.
And I did. I went on the bad side. Bad side. And then I went back for him.
Oh, no.
Because when he's standing, I put, of course, my hands up and, you know, high up in the air going, what? What's going on? And then I'm thinking,
shit.
You know what? No, I'm not putting up with this. So I did. I walked back and I started talking to him. And I said, what is your problem? I'm leashed the dog. Let me go. What is the problem? And then he shows me a photo. He took a picture of like what the good and bad things are at the park. And I guess one was the leash. And I said, yeah, but you already told me this and I did it and did it. So he started going, well, you've got to keep a leash, dog. And I go, no. And so all of a sudden I go, you know what? Let's videotape this. So I literally videotaped.
Oh, wow.
Took a really close photo and everything of him. And the minute I started videotaping, I said, okay, all right. So what did you say to me? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Repeat what you just did and said to me.
And what happened?
And all of a sudden he turned and started walking.
Oh, snap.
So that's when I go, you know what? Are you real? Are you like just a crazy motherfucker? Because then I kind of go, you know what? Something's not right. Because if he's really legit and feeling that I'm not doing my good duty in life,
yeah,
he should definitely be videotaped to say I'm doing my good duty.
So was this like some random guy,
I don't
or was
know.
it like a
So,
security dude, or
yeah, like he literally had like it said Lion Security. Like I even
What?
took a picture of that small shirt of his.
like LY
Yeah, so
lying?
because I go, I'm gonna look this guy up. You know what? Yeah, I have a life outside of this, but I gotta look into him. I'm gonna stalk this guy. So I literally next day I went and I noticed he wasn't around because there was a lot of people with a lot of dogs. So of course I'm going, so have you heard of this guy? And I'm showing a picture of him, and the one woman out of all of them, she was like, yeah, he was at the other place, but I didn't even look at him. I just ignored him and stuff. And I go,
Wow.
really? So then a bunch of guys are saying, oh my God, he cannot do that. No. And then the one guy was going, no. Bring him over here. Why is he not over here when a place is packed with people and dogs? You get me, So. Then, I'm not kidding, like 3 days after that, I go back and he's stalking, like he's in the car. And I see his security car and he's like inside the car and he's about to, come after me again.
What?
I'm just like, oh my God.
What, like he's gonna chase you down with his?
I don't know what he was gonna do, but he's but he's
Datsun?
not even close by. He's kind of further away. So I'm just like, oh my God. So I literally went back to his car, started taking a video, and he books it.
Oh,
he
wow.
drives quickly after,
Wow.
books it, right? So all of a sudden he yells out, I'm calling the police on you. And I go, well, bring it on. Let's go. So I literally sat there and waited for the cops. And
Oh,
he
shit.
didn't even stay by the park. He went to a bunch of houses and sat. So I'm like, okay, bring it on, bring it. So soon the cops did come.
Oh, wow.
And then the
No
cops
way.
were asking me, did you call about this? And I go, did I call? No, but I'm going to call and I'm going to tell you what's going on. This guy is a nut. Like he's like
Wow.
stalking me or something. I don't know, but he is not normal, like of how he's handling the situation.
Right,
so
right.
I tell my spiel, and this is what, and I have a video. I'll show you videos of what he's doing. He's speeding. It's a church parking lot, and he's going fast. Like you could hit kids. Like this is not acceptable.
So he's like making donuts in the church parking lot?
yeah.
Wow, way to go, brother.
So anyway,
Lion Security's finest.
that was my fun time because after that I haven't heard anything. And the cops, they did take my name and number and everything, but I've not heard anything.
You know, all your stories in the last month or two, since like episode 4, have involved the police in some shape or form.
Maybe someday I'll become one.
Maybe.
Or in jail. I don't know. Let's not even
Well,
go
you've
there.
had that too, so
Alrighty,
that way.
anyway, let's go. So what about you? How's your life going?
My week's going good. I'm here, and we had a band practice, which is awesome. In case you guys don't know, in Radio Land, we're in a band called Phantom Fire, and that's our main thing that we do. And yeah, we're doing that, and we're jamming and
We had rehearsal.
getting
We had
ready.
a nice recording studio.
Oh yeah, we even have some recording stuff.
Yes. Oh yeah, by the way, we drove pretty far to Bakersfield recording studio. Pretty darn nice.
Yeah, so guys,
Remember, Corn goes there and they live there.
Yeah, yeah.
Bakersfield, California.
So yeah, we went to a studio called Bakersfield Music and Sound, owned by Reggie Lagendoffer.
Lakendal.
I apologize, Reggie, if I mispronounced your last name.
Reggie's a good guy.
Reggie's
He's
awesome.
the best. He's
So-
very patient, let me tell you.
Very, very patient, except with shitty drummers.
Oh boy, here we go.
So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good experience. There were certain parts that weren't that great, and anybody who's done recording it with music or bands or with your own projects, you try to knock out what you can, because let's face it, it's pretty expensive to work with an engineer. They do not care if you don't have your stuff together. They start hitting the record button. That's when the billing starts. So.
Yes, Will made us all aware to not be tardy. Get
Yeah.
your ass there, Stephanie.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
lucked out, and I was exactly 10 minutes early. And of course, you know where I'm running to, because it took me almost 3 hours.
The pooper.
I had to go to the bathroom so bad. I couldn't even say hi to Reggie. I was just like, bathroom, banyo, now? And then when I came out, then I, introduced myself.
Banyo.
Banyo.
Okay, Reggie's Austrian.
Oh, pardon me. Oh, maybe that's why he just kind of.
He looked at you funny. Yeah. So what did you think? How was your experience with recording, Stephanie?
No, I loved it, to be honest. I was so appreciative because, you're just kind of, all about each other. It's not about the band. Mm-hmm. It's one-on-one, baby. And, I'm going to admit, it's my first time in the recording like that. Mm-hmm. Especially when you're trying to put it together perfectly. And I know, like I said, Will and the drummer was, helping me and going, okay, each line, Stephanie. Nope, do it again. Line, do it again. Line. Come on, get tough. So I kind of, I could have make it or break it. I definitely could have made it or braid it because I was kind of feeling like just fucking do it. I want to get out of here because it's a long time.
You did great.
I really wasn't nervous though. I know Reggie was so super nice, just talking to me, shooting the breeze. He's like, "Oh well, you're nervous." I went, "No, I'm not nervous. I just want to get this done. Like I really want to do it." So I just was more excited. So I was very appreciative. It was very cool, very good.
I think it's really good that most of us all prepped out for the whole week. That what we knew what we were gonna do.
Because we did really worked hard on 2 songs. Just 2 songs are new ones.
Well, most of us worked hard on 2 songs.
Let's just say we only have one that we're really using right now.
One didn't do that preparation. So, yeah, overall, I think it was great. The next time we'll have more stuff to do. So, what does that mean for Radio Town? We got new music for you guys. We're going to be releasing here in just a little bit. Super excited to do this. We got some new videos coming for you guys.
Yeah, it's a really good song. It is. It's very catchy.
We got 2 new jams, guys, and so I think you're going to be loving it.
And then you can come see us.
And you're going to come see us. Yeah, that's right. Hey, guys, we will be, hopefully you guys are listening to this here relatively soon. We will be in San Diego in Spring Valley Saturday, June 8th.
I think is it Spring Valley or Summer?
Sunnyvale's in Northern California.
Okay.
Yeah, so we will be in San Diego, Springville. We will be headlining for a first time headlining down there.
11 o'clock at night, so
Yeah, at the Bancroft Bar.
Ready.
So come out. We got metal, we got punk, we got all kinds of good music, man.
If you're in San Diego, make sure you come.
Yep, and we may be playing our new jams. You never know.
It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, so hopefully we see you guys out there. What else we got on Rock News? Have you seen any concerts? Have you seen any good singers?
Steelheart.
Steelheart from the 80s?
Yeah. Oh, man. I was very impressed. I got some good moves for the singer. He was good. He was real good. What's his name?
By the way, I don't own the rights to that. I was just doing a crappy impression of that. I don't own the rights to that song at all. Just putting that out there. What was that guy's name? I don't know. I don't think he's from this country. He has a very long. I think he's
high. He's very high.
I want to say like he's
really,
Serbian.
Really higher than me.
I want to say like Serbian or he's like from Croatia or something like that. He has a very long last name. I thought it was a pretty good show. We had,
you were in love with that other band.
Yes, there was
fell in love. Look his name. That's a decent name there.
Yeah, we'll just say
Majenko Madagic.
Yeah, we're just gonna call him
Americans.
Croatian, yeah. So we'll just call him Millie.
We'll call him Eminem.
Eminem.
But it's not, Eminem with an E. This is M.
So we went to go see Steelheart at the Whiskey A Go Go guy.
I got to tell you the story because it's too much for me. We walked into the Whiskey Go Go, and it really wasn't that busy because we were there a little bit earlier or something.
About 9:30, 10.
9:30, yeah. So we go into the front, and you could, be right there, right by the stage. And literally, there's a band playing, right?
An awesome guitar player band, kind of like Yngwie Malmsteen.
What was the name of it?
I don't know. I think it was called the Fudge Packers or something.
No, Sniffer.
Sniffer.
Oh my God! I
Shout
thought that
out
was
to
so
Sniffer.
Sniffer.
You guys need to rethink that name, by the way.
I know. It's more like the shitter.
The shitter.
The shitter and sniffer.
But you know what?
Yeah.
The guitar player and that singer, she was really pretty.
Yeah.
She wasn't like you.
Okay.
She wasn't like you.
Yeah.
Hot,
she was
hot.
No, she was pretty. She was. But it was funny because I'm watching Will and I'm going, okay, because we usually don't stand in that place, that section. And then I'm turning to go like, oh, his mouth was dropped.
It was.
His mouth was open. I think 2 or 3 flies would have gone into that one.
Yep.
He's like speechless. That's another thing that I was like, what the fuck? So all of a sudden I'm sorry, and he goes, I go, oh, do you want me to videotape? Yeah, get over, blonde hair, yeah, that one. So I'm literally going, okay. So I was videotaping, and then I'd say, okay, so go, again. So I'm kind of going, oh my God, I think he's going to, really like down. And he
wasn't that bad.
And he wouldn't say anything at all. Like I go, okay, do you want to be on this? No, shh, all right, yeah, do it again. So yeah, I kind of was in a little bit of like shock because this is the first time I've seen him, first of all, be quiet and just staring. He was blank staring, this guy with long blonde hair playing his guitar.
Like Yngwie Malmsteen.
He was
you guys know who Yngwie Malmsteen is?
Well, yeah.
Neoclassical music.
He was, and then so I just didn't get it. And then he just goes, I said, do you like this one? And he goes, yeah. So that was that.
Yeah. Stephanie was trying to like act cute and show me her outfit, and I told her to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of the way! I'm trying to watch this
again,
dude.
I just felt like going, should we? Okay, Stephanie, shut up and video. Just shut up and video. Okay. I think this is a moment.
Guys, this guy was in Sniffer, or whatever the band's called. Shitter Sniffer. Oh my gosh, guys. Just a phenomenal guitar player. Oh my God. Here's the thing, guys. You guys all know I play music. I play guitar. I'm a pretty good guitar player. I admit that. I do practice, and yeah, I'm pretty good. This guy, oh my Lord, I don't see a lot of good guitar players in LA. I'll be honest. We go out a lot. We play a lot. There's just not a lot of great guitar players. This guy was phenomenal. So shout out to Sniffer, whoever that was. And yeah, and their singer was pretty good. What'd you think of their female singer?
Well,
she was pretty good.
It's kind of funny because was just looking, and that's Amy and the Sniffers.
That's not
that
that's
can't
not
be the
them.
right
No,
band,
no,
right?
no, that's not them at all. No. You'd have to go onto the Whiskey A Go-Go's website and find out who that actual band was.
I am for you.
Yeah.
I know you're going to go after
her
or him.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway,
she was. I thought she was pretty talented. Now I will say it was probably the wrong type of music for her vocals. Snifters. Sniff turds.
Oh my God.
Sniff turds. Anyways, so they were pretty good, you guys. If you get a chance to go see the Sniff turds, be on for a good show. I mean, just an awesome show. Yeah. We'll
Heavy
see.
metal band, they say.
So we will see. Maybe we'll do a show with them. We'll see what happens with that. And then what did you think of the headlining band? Steelheart. What were your thoughts on...
I think he did really, really good. I mean, to have a back in what? You said 1980s?
1980.
Steelheart?
So he's got to be 60-something.
Literally, to have that high voice...
High falsetto.
I mean, he was
excellent falsetto.
So he didn't hold it as long, but he did it. And he always went backwards and put, his microphone up in the sky and put his head back and go, ha! It's like funny because I go, you know what? He's going to be like having a statue monument for him because he did that a lot.
He was great.
He was such a great one, but oh my God, was he pissed off at the sound guy?
Yeah.
Because we were right by the sound. I like to be that section. And then he's literally like giving him fingers of like, oh, look at me, because the sound guy wasn't looking at him.
The sound guy at the whiskey
He wasn't.
was
he was
awful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that guy's going back to Taco Bell after
God.
that night. I mean, he looked like, he looked like
that guy. Literally,
I'm gonna see you after we're done.
He was pointing at him, and he'd give him that look like you. And then he one time even took one of his microphone pieces and like gave it to him to be like, come on, this isn't working.
But, that was his wireless, his receiver that he had his battery pack.
Yeah, he literally handed it to him to like.
It looked very familiar like yours.
Yeah,
because Stephanie uses a wireless in-ear monitor system.
Yeah.
And very similar.
Right.
And
so he just handed it to him. He's so pissed. He's like, it's not working.
Which is really interesting because this guy did it old school, just right off the stage monitors for like a song.
Yeah.
And then he went back to the in-ears. But I thought, wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but they were very talented. It's very good. So always go if you like a band back in the day. Go support them.
And the sniff turds.
Shout out. It's even worse than sniffer.
Sniff turds? Sniffers?
Whatever.
Yeah, they got to rethink that name.
Yeah.
And anyways,
all right.
do we have any relationship news?
No.
No relationship. No.
It's better to
no
not
boy,
screw
girl.
all the time.
Better what?
Bend over. No, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not into it yet.
Okay.
It's just the way it is with people.
Yeah,
you got to have your time, your space.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And always get a doggy or a pussy. Well, I mean a kitty cat though. I mean that doesn't make any sense, right? I'm telling you to take a break from pussy, and then I'm telling you to get a pussy. It doesn't. I mean pussy because I have a fluffy pussy cat.
And then make sure to get lots of massages from.
Watch out! You gotta do the massage.
Yeah.
That only gets you more aroused, though.
Does it?
Well,
really?
You're naked already. We haven't getting a massage.
I don't know about that. Who does naked massages?
Well,
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't going there, but yeah.
What about you?
What's going on? Oh, hey, I got some creepy news, you guys. So here we are. We are going to talk about past lives. So this is a very interesting topic. I mean, this has been going on for, at least a couple of thousand years. In every culture, people talk about, potentially clicking on with past lives. I know for myself, I don't know. I have this real strong connection to Australia. I don't know. It was really weird. And then also to people from the Irish or from Scotland, in two different countries. But I have always had a connection with those two cultures. Even going back as far as probably when I was a little kid, I just gravitated to that culture. I gravitated to those people. A lot of the women I would date tended to have that heritage in them, either Australian, Irish, or Scottish, or a mix of like that. So I have no idea why. I just know that I've always been drawn to that. How about you? Do you have any connections with certain cultures that you just can't explain?
One time I had a lady that was doing my hands and reading them and everything, and she said, "You know what your family is?" And I go, "My family?" I said, "Yeah, I don't like it." And she goes, "No, this culture that you are." And I said, "What's mine?" "Oh, you're a dolphin." So at the time I go, "Dolphins?" I go,
what?
"Oh, is that like Miami Dolphins?" Like, because, I'm cheerleader. I know I'm good at that. And she goes, No, Miss, listen. You're in the dolphin family. It means you love water of some sort. So I go, "Oh." But
wait, you're part dolphin?
Yeah. So I'm not even a culture of real people like you, Australians. I'm just a water bitch.
You're a water bitch.
Yeah.
Well, they're mammals, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But I don't know if they call their...
Yeah.
You do that really good. Do that again?
It's because it's me, my family. So that's all I know.
And no other connections to other cultures from around the world?
Nothing. Nobody likes to connect with me.
Nothing.
The worst part is I'm Irish, Swedish, so I always thought that was boring.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
I'm boring. No, Irish, Swedish, we just,
Just hang out?
Yeah.
Hit the clubs.
In the bottle, yeah.
Hit the clubs in the bottle. Eat some potatoes and shit. Yeah.
Bam, bam.
What I always thought was interesting is that, especially for the Irish and the Scottish, they have so many similar old customs and traditions very similar to Native Americans over here in the United States. So I always thought, wow, it's so interesting they would use similar types of painting themselves or
Ropes.
Right.
Chains.
Right, and the way they would have their hierarchy of tribes and elders and whatnot. I thought that was
Dishes and
Right.
hanging and
Yeah, I always thought that was interesting how they kind of devised that. Very similar. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But I guess the thing that really got me was taking a look at past lives was looking
This Egyptian.
at this lady named Dorothy Eady. And I don't know if I've told you about her, but she has had some weird stuff. Are you familiar with Dorothy Eady at all? Have you ever heard that name before?
Dorothy, just Wizard of the Oz for myself.
Oh,
The only
okay.
Dorothy I know of.
All right. So I'm going to tell you this story, and I thought this is all documented too, by the way, guys. This isn't just like Will talking crap. So this
Dorothy doing Duchess. So
Dorothy doing Duchess. That's right. This happens in 1904, right? Not 2004. 1904. There was a little girl lived in England, and her name was Dorothy Eady, and her parents, were raising her, and she had a fall. It was during the winter. Fell down a stairwell, and then a few minutes after, the family doctor was called, and you know what? Dorothy was dead. I mean, she was dead. Right. And so, the doctor tried to do what he can, but it's 1904, right? We didn't have hardly any kind of medical procedures at that point to do anything. So, there was no coroner. There was, taking her to the funeral home and getting a death certificate. So the doctor leaves, right? He leaves, goes out, completes the, types it up with typewriter or rocks and stones. I'm not sure what he does. And then comes back and you know what?
Ropes and chains.
Yeah, he comes back and he hears laughing. A little girl laughing. It was Edie. She was alive.
Alive and well.
Yeah, so lots of family members saw this because, they were thinking, okay, this little kid's dead. And so it was very interesting. And then, the weird part is that around, I don't know, probably 1908, there was in a British museum, her parents like to go to these types of places and look at things, look at different types of things throughout history at that point in 1908. And one of the things that she found interesting at that young age was these Egyptian artifacts, right? And some of the hieroglyphs that she saw. And she would get on her knees and she would kind of kiss the feet of the statues. Just kind of crazy stuff, right? Non-lookers would look at her like, what are you doing?
We all love that.
Right.
Kiss my feet.
Right. Yeah, maybe later. And then, there was a mummy, and she wanted to stay with the mummy there. I mean, and she was throwing a fit when the parents were like, hey, what are you doing? You can't be doing this. And she just wanted to be left with her people. It was really odd, and she even said as much. So it was interesting. As she got older, she continued to go there with her parents and then would have dreams about this type of stuff. And what was interesting is she started to get herself educated about it. So she had found a tutor when she was a teenager to help her...
Spiritual connection to the ancient Egypt.
To the ancient Egypt, you all right? So she found a tutor to help her start learning hieroglyphs, right? Now here's the crazy stuff, is she started picking it up within a couple of weeks. Now anybody who reads that type of stuff, who learns that type of stuff, I mean, it can take years.
Many moons,
at least 3 moons. But it can take a long time to learn how to read that. And she was learning this quick, and even her tutor is like, oh my God, you
fast learner, you're very fast.
Right. And it seemed like she had like a real spiritual connection with that area. Well, as time went on, she started working as a journalist, and she started working as a journalist for a paper that was very pro-Egyptian, and Egypt was going through like a civil war, political stuff. It was having issues with Britain at the time, so there was just a lot of stuff. And then she had met a gentleman there, an Egyptian dude, and she got married to him.
Well, she did more than just a meet and greet.
Yeah, she did. She did more than a meet and greet.
Yeah,
anyway,
you made it sound like, they're just high-fiving, but you know where those hands were going.
Yeah, probably down his pants. Probably down his pants to do.
Or vice versa. His
Or-
hand down the pants.
Oh, her hands went down her pants?
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, probably both. Probably both.
Ow!
She looks like she would be that type.
Yeah, we don't need to look.
She looks like that. She would be that type. Right. So anyway, she had got married. She went to live in Egypt, and her husband, his family thought she was kind of weird right off the bat. I'll tell you why. So she gets off the plane, right? Edie. First thing she does is walks down the steps, falls to her knees, kisses the ground, and says, "I'm finally home."
Ooh.
Right. Like, wasn't happy like to see him, or hey babe, we're here, or let's meet the fam. No, that was what she did. So I think
dirt.
right. And so they proceeded to get married and then do the horizontal
Must
hula.
have liked that dirt licking.
That
He
British
turned him on.
that British dirt licking.
Yeah, he turned him on.
Yeah. So anyways.
Anyways.
So she got married,
like
right? They had it. She got married. They had a. I don't like licking dirt.
Oh, I'm sorry. You like the guitar with the long hair, snifter, yeah.
The
Okay,
snifters.
Yeah.
So anyway, she gets married, has a kid with this guy, right? And then here's the other weird thing. She started having dreams before she had this. And she was having dreams about this pharaoh, right? And her in a past life. Anyways, it turns out, like several months, maybe a year or two later, before she had the baby, she realized that she was a priestess in a past life, right? And she was banging down Seti the first, right? So they were doing the nasty.
Doing the dirty.
Right,
Get
she
it?
was
Dirty.
Yeah, she had actually lived in Abydos, which
In her
is
other life.
right, Abydos, Abydos, and there was a temple there. She was a priestess there, and at that time, the pharaohs were considered god kings, right? So he was above petty things like banging down a priestess.
Bang!
Swing. So anyways, so he gets her pregnant, and it's like, okay, well, here's your options: kill yourself or be found guilty, and they kill you. That's pretty much what you got to be your options.
Is that it? Oh,
See,
let me think about that.
Now, so I would have said it was Ishtar, the guy who cleans the toilets at the thing, and then
Still with the milkman.
and then I don't think they had goat milk, but you had to drink it right from the tap.
And drink his cock at the same time.
Wow.
Maybe. I don't know.
Two birds, one stone,
Yep,
right?
right
Two birds. Yeah, you've been in that spot before.
Yeah, go
So, so oh my God. So anyhow, her husband goes to work, and
He seems to go for a year
he goes to go for a year, right?
Yeah.
And then
He goes
she
to
has
work for a year away from her.
right? Goes out of town, so she's living with his folks. Oh, and her son. Guess what she names her son? Seti. She names her son after her past dude that she was banging down.
The goat milk setting.
The goat milk sucker,
Yeah.
God King.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How is that? How would that be if, like, I don't know.
You name
That's-
after someone you fucked? I don't think that's common and cool.
That's probably not cool. I'm gonna.
I didn't name my son after any of them that I did.
Well, that would be a very long name. I mean, a long, like hundreds,
Yeah.
thousands of names all at the same time. No.
Anyway, let's go.
Anyway, so she started going to school, right? She wanted to educate herself about Egyptian history because, well, she was having these dreams. She was like, why am I banging Seti?
The goat milk.
Right, the goat man. So she wants to know about this stuff, and so she starts getting herself educated. Her husband didn't want her to do that, and so she was like, "Oh, this is nuts," right? So in 1933, or actually, I'm sorry, that's when she got married in 1933. It wasn't until a little bit later that things fell apart in the marriage, right? He didn't want her to do this silly Egyptian stuff. She needed to be home with the kid.
Done with the dirt licking.
He was done with the dirt licking. She wasn't getting along with his family. I mean, and then she named her son what she named her son. They got a divorce, right? So what does she do? She changes her name. You know what she changes her name to?
What?
Seti. Seti, which means mother of Seti. So she changed her name to her son, who she named after the guy she was banging. Now, is that some weird stuff?
Sick and soon.
I'm serious, man. Anyhow, she goes on to do quite a bit. She helped with different temples in Cairo and in Egypt. She was able to make several discoveries that nobody even knew about, and it was very interesting. She actually had come down to realize that in one of her dreams that her past life she was a priestess named Bentrehesht. Bentrish.
That sounds great.
I'm totally mispronouncing that. Anyway, she was in the temple of Abydos during the reign of Pharaoh Seti I. And so what was interesting is that her dad, I guess in this past life, was a guard, and her mom sold apples or something like that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, anyways, the mom died. The dad didn't know what to do with her, so the dad said, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and put you in this temple." And that's where she was. And at 14, the temple asked, "Well, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to go it on your own, or do you want to be a priestess here and, bang down on one of the god kings at some point?"
Bang it down.
Right. So anyhow, I guess she, in her past life as Bentrish, started banging down with Seti, right? And then she got pregnant, and then that was her only thing. She had to either kill herself or be killed, because one of their oaths that she took was an oath of chastity. So you can't be stung by a phallus and then have the baby. So that was really interesting. And as you can see right here, these are the what do you think? Those are
the Temple of Seti.
This is the Temple of Seti in Abydos. So this is where she remembers a lot of the stuff.
Happened.
Yeah. What do you think?
In her first life.
In her first life
Prior.
as Bentrish.
So she showed all these Egyptians. She told all these men, "Hey, yo, I know exactly where to go. So I'm going to show you the real deal."
And so here's the weird thing. You are totally 100% correct. She got herself an education. She was Seti now. And she joined one of the museums there. And she started becoming I guess, what do you call someone who is, a hieroglyph specialist? Because she was able to read, right? So she was making all kinds of discoveries. And all of this stuff is proven. All of this stuff you can find. It was very interesting. And they tried to catch her up sometimes, tried to trick her, and it didn't work because she knew where certain things were. She was able to find gardens in certain places, and some of these covered up palaces and temples. She was even able to discover that there was a room underneath the left paw of the Sphinx. And guess what? It wasn't until like 50 years later with LiDAR that they found, guess what? A room under the left foot of the Sphinx. And that is some crazy stuff, you guys.
Very crazy.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
And so she lived until 1981, right? That's pretty interesting. And so what's so weird to me, I guess, Steph, is that most kids, I've been reading, most kids will have glimpses of a past life, but only between the ages of like 2 and 4, and then it just fades away. Mm-hmm. This gal dies, comes back, and it gets stronger through her entire life up till when she dies in 1981. So she lived from 1904 to 1981. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that she did the right banging at the right time.
I mean, as far as what are your thoughts on past lives? I mean, this is 100% documented. All her stuff can be found. She made all these discoveries and accomplishments.
Well, she wanted to come back and tell people where the places are. She wanted people to know that there's other things happening out there.
Well, that's what I think. I think we're more than what we are in this life. I mean, personally, that's what I think. I mean, I've seen some stuff, you guys. I've seen some shit. And some of you guys who maybe are older than 30, you know, if you don't have like a super cush life, you start seeing some things in your journeys, and it makes me wonder. I don't know. Do you think there's more to this here and now? What do you think, Steph?
I hope I come back and can, teach and train people.
Right.
Hope it's something for good. History, I don't know history well, so maybe I'll become a historian of some sort. Hopefully it's not of ropes and chains and, pots and pans. I hope I'm going to be good of something.
I hope you don't come back in your next life and you're like you're like the third ex-wife of B.B. King. And you're just drawn to places like the House of Blues.
Yeah.
And
blue, baby.
And then one day you realize that you're like the third wife that he was married to for 3 months.
Finding
in
that
1968.
Go kick some ass in another universe. Dang.
Yep. So very interesting,
Yes,
you guys.
very nice.
Again, look it up, you guys. All kinds of weird stuff in this world. What do we got? We got our top 5. What are your top 5 this week, Miss Steph? What we got?
Top 5.
Top 5.
That's gonna be for me. Top 5 jokes.
You got jokes?
Yeah, I know.
You know, she's really funny, you guys. If you guys
I try
ever
not
get a
to be
chance to
funny
meet
by
her,
any means.
Stephanie, she is crazy funny. She does some weird stuff.
I just always wanted to be on, Saturday Night Live or be a comedian, but nowadays I'm afraid someone's going to throw a bottle at me or, shoot me. So that's the only reason why I haven't tried to go into that.
They don't do that in Huntington Beach, do they?
I don't know, because I haven't been there. I don't want to.
Oh, okay. I thought they just follow you around and
call the police on me, yeah.
Yeah, call the cops on you with their rent-a-cop.
All right, here we go.
What's number 5?
Number 5.
Not the greatest.
How do you make a goldfish age?
How do you make a goldfish age? I don't know. How do you make a goldfish?
Take out the G. Old fish. Get it? Old fish. Number 4, teacher. On the first day of kindergarten, if anyone has to go to the bathroom, hold up 2 fingers.
2?
Kindergartner says, how will that help? Get it? 2 fingers. Yeah.
What's
All right. Number 3. What do you call cheese that isn't yours?
Nacho cheese?
Nacho cheese. Nacho cheese. 2. What do you call a Frenchman on the beach?
I don't know. What do you call
Philippe Flop. Said with French accent. Oh, sorry. Philippe Flop. Okay, and number 1.
Number 1, best joke.
How do you wake up sleeping Lady Gaga? How do you wake up a sleeping Lady Gaga?
How?
You poke her face.
That's great.
Her song was Poker Face.
Oh, Poker Face.
That was her song.
It's about poking a woman in the face?
You poke her face.
All right, guys. Here.
Oh, and you could do better? Well, bring it on.
All right, here we go. These are my top 5. These are my top 5 mysterious places. All right, because you guys know I'm all about the paranormal. First, my number 5, the Bermuda Triangle. Now, here's the weird thing. In the world, there are other triangles. There's one in Alaska, the Alaskan Triangle. All kinds of weird shit goes missing in there. I mean, we could do a whole program on.
Well, let's just stick with Bermuda.
Okay, so there's triangles all over the planet.
What about circles?
And so,
What about rectangles?
There's no rectangles, but there are some circles. But yeah, so the Bermuda Triangle, lots of things have gone missing in there. I mean, it's 500,000 square miles wide in the Atlantic. And planes have gone missing in there, ships have gone missing in there, and then they're just not seen, ever. There's no wreckage, there's no debris, sometimes there is, most of the time there isn't. So where do these What happens to these things? All right, number 4, the Nazca lines. This is probably one of the most interesting ones, right?
Right.
So the Nazca lines are in Peru. All right.
Yes.
I've already shown you a picture of the Nazca lines, and these are some of these pictures of animals and some of these pictures of people in Peru where the Nazca lines are huge. We're talking about a mile long, a mile wide.
Long.
Right?
That's what guys have said to me about themselves. I'm a mile long, bitch. Okay, go ahead.
Wow, that's sad. Anyhow, Nazca lines. That'll be on part 2 of our next week's episode. Guys who are a mile long. Yeah. So these monuments were made really big, and this was 2,200 years ago. Okay. Now the only way. Now they discovered these things back in the early 1900s, right? And they flew over them by accident. They were like, "Oh shit! Look at these! Look at this spider! Look at this guy carved into a mountain holding something, whatever it happens to be. Or monkeys, or the very intricate designs, right? That are huge, and the only way you can see them is from the sky. You cannot see them from the ground. Is that some crazy stuff? What do you think about that? 2,200 years ago, and the only way to see it is to look down. But according to our history, what we know so far, or at least what has been proven with our historical records up to this point, is that we didn't have any aircraft or anything that high that could look down. What do you think? Do you think something?
Mile high, baby, mile high. Sounds good.
All right, so my number 3 is Easter Island.
Easter?
Right.
It's a bunny.
So Easter Island, the Easter Bunny, right? Yeah, it was the Rapa Nui civilization was there about 1,000 years ago. Again, they're not quite sure where they come from.
Easter Bunny.
Maybe the Easter Bunny. Yeah. So and they had
it's called Easter.
Yeah. Right, and they had these. Easter Island has these heads, these monuments, right? It's very interesting, and they used every single resource they had there. But what's interesting is how they got this lava rock. I mean, we're talking tons, and there wasn't a lot of people. Maybe there was 1,000 people. Maybe there was like 2,000 people there at the time. They got all these people to get these huge heads from one place into the ground, and we're talking about 10, 12 feet into the ground.
Don't think they've been rolling them.
They weren't rolling them. So what were they using? How did they do it? What was the purpose for them? Interesting. Now my number 3, Stonehenge. I mean, we could do a whole show just on Stonehenge.
Oh, many decades of
right.
Stonehenge.
Nowadays in the UK, Stonehenge, you can't go by it. I mean, they got security out there. But a lot of weird things have been happening out there.
Can't get drunk or be, doping up and going over there.
Right. Now, here's the thing about Stonehenge. It's been around there about 5,000 years, give or take.
Give or take.
Yeah. So what did they use it for? What was it used for? Because according to our current history, all we had was we're just nomadic people. Even in the UK, there wasn't supposed to be any people who could make a workforce or a force big enough to create art like that. So who did that?
Ooh.
Very interesting. And then the
last but not least, number 1.
I was gonna say maybe the Great Pyramids, but I have to go with geez, I was on the tip of my tongue. Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember it, you guys.
And
oh my
that
gosh.
Was the best of the best.
It was.
Stephanie's over here putting her fingers in her mouth and doing everything. I wonder why you got a little distracted.
Well, when I see a grown woman putting her fingers in her mouth, it tend to makes me worry.
Yeah,
it makes me the Sphinx. That is probably one of the Sphinx, the Egyptian Sphinx. Now here's what's really odd about it. Okay, we know it's about We don't know how old the Sphinx is, right?
It says approximate
We don't-
4,500 years old.
It has to be older than that, and I'm going to tell you why.
Well, you tell me why.
There is a professor named Robert Schoch
Yeah.
that went to go look at the Sphinx, right?
Aw.
Okay, now we know how old the pyramids are. No problem. We can figure that shit out real quick, and they kept meticulous records. The Sphinx is what we don't know how old that thing is. Let me tell you why. Robert Schoch went over
Bob.
there and found at the very bottom, and you can see this, at the bottom of the Sphinx, there is water erosion. There are water erosion scars at the bottom going underneath the sand where the Sphinx is. That means when the Sphinx was built, there was water or heavy rain. Do you know the last time that was?
Or he's taking a whiz.
Right.
I mean, you don't know. There's many moments here.
Do you know the last time there was that much water
Ocean?
in Egypt? Yeah. Do you know when that was? I will tell you.
Well, look at what. You think
That-
I'm going to know that?
The end of the Ice Age.
Under the Ice Age, it makes sense.
Which
Why would
was-
make water.
12,000
Yeah,
to
there it
13,000 years ago.
Damn straight.
Not 4,500.
Well, damn you. You're smart. You're genius.
Well, that makes me wonder, like, well, how old is this thing? Because that's not the real head either. There was something else on there that wasn't the head. So, I mean, all kinds of weird things. And we could do a whole topic on just the Egyptian Sphinx, too, because where did that... So they built the pyramids next to the Sphinx that was already there, and that was there before they got there. There's some crazy stuff.
That's crazy.
And that's my number one, guys, the Egyptian Sphinx. Okay, so we're at the end of the show, you guys. Anything that you want to say before we take off for this week? Any last messages? You're going to go to the East Coast to go
I have to
fight
go
with
to
some
the East
family.
Coast, yeah. So prepare to not have fun.
Yeah, kind of like getting like getting butt plugged or something.
Going to a colonoscopy.
Going to
I
a
think, yeah, it's
colonoscopy.
kind of making
What did
me
I say,
think
butt
that.
plug?
I don't know. I haven't had one done, but I heard it's painful.
That's not what I heard.
Woo!
All right. So, and
What
then
about you?
my party messages: be good humans, you guys. Love each other, appreciate each other, give each other back rubs and massages, make everyone
Naked.
happy. Yeah, make
Woo!
love before we go. All right. Have a good week.
Ciao.
We'll see you. Okay. Bye.